Welcome back to Colonial Airstream. My name is Patrick Botticelli and I sell Airstreams here in Millstone Township, New Jersey. Today, I'm going to showcase the new 2026 Airstream Interstate 24 GL all-wheel drive. There's new power system standard for the 2026 model here. That is called Advanced Power. That will give you 810 amp hours of lithium battery, 10.3 kilowatt hours. These are heated batteries with internal BMS. You also get a 3,000 watt inverter, you get a secondary alternator, all standard, and there's no propane. This one happens to have the upgraded Advanced Power Plus. That upgrades the battery system to 1,350 amp hours and 17.2 kilowatt hours. Incredible system. That is 5 battle-born game-changer batteries that are 270 amp hours apiece. You can run the air conditioning through the night and into the next day. The exterior color of this is the Telluride, but there's also a high-tech silver you could choose from. And there's 2 interior decors for 2026. There's modern gris with moonshine ultra leather seats, and there is classic canyon with the Carolina clay ultra leather seats. There's no more options except for power leveling jacks. There are hydraulic jacks you could get on these. New for 2026, a new style grill. So when you're driving on the highway and you see this vertical grill, you know it's a 2026 Airstream Interstate. The logos now are up here. Of course, you get the front air dam. You get the step to climb up and clean your windshield. Very important to clean that windshield because there's cameras in here. A lot of safety features. Airstream checks off all the boxes they can for the safety features. New wheel works, triple nickel chrome rims, front and back. And the all-wheel drive chassis, you get plenty of ground clearance. There's also side cameras in the mirrors when you put on the turn signal. That will give you a view down each side. You got a nice step here. These don't stick out too far, so you don't have to worry about scraping them on a curb. Power step comes in and out every time you open up the power sliding door. Let me tell you about that. Most of the Sprinter vans in the market have a manual door, and you really gotta crank that thing shut. With this, you can press a button on the dash, the key fob right there, or touch the handle, and it quietly and discreetly closes. That way you're not waking up everybody at the campground. The floor plan I'm showcasing today is the 24 GL. That's the Grand Lounge, but there's also a Grand Tour. The great thing about the Grand Lounge, it has seating for 7 people. It sleeps 2, but seats 7. Now, this isn't just for camping. A lot of people use these on family outings, soccer games, golf outings, getting together for family for a wedding. You could seat all your family in here. So it's dual use, camping and pleasure. So back here behind the sliding door, there's a retractable screen here that slides all the way across, keeps those bugs out. And there's also a power awning. So this power awning is nice. You just tap the button once, it comes all the way out. And it also has a light that illuminates underneath it. Right here and up against the body. So the one on the outside strip will give you a nice ambient light, and then you got some spotlights there on the body. And there's also underglow lights underneath this van. Gives you a really sharp view at night. Now, another thing about this awning is 3 arms there. So it's less prone to be flapping around on a windy day, but it also has a seismic sensor built into it that will automatically retract it if it gets too windy. I always say play it safe. If it's questionable, just put the awning in. You don't want to damage your awning. You got your engine exhaust that comes out the side. Well, let's talk about the engine. This is a 4-cylinder twin turbo high output diesel engine. You're gonna get about 18 miles per gallon. This is on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 3500 series chassis. So you got dual wheels in the back, 170-inch wheelbase, high roof, and it's extended. So it's 24/6 long from bumper to bumper, and the exterior height from ground to the top of the air conditioning is 9'9". The gross vehicle weight rating is 11,030 pounds, and the dry weight is just over 9,400 pounds. So you get about 1,500 pounds of payload you have on board. Back over here, there's an external solar port, so you can plug in external solar panels. Comes standard with 400 watts on the roof already. 300 is for the back and 100 is for the engine battery. You got an electrical outlet here, fully inverted, and you also have Ethernet, so if you do some external internet devices, you could plug it in. And there's cable here too, so if you want a TV outside, it's wired into the whole cable system of the coach. Back here, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. There's a hidden hitch back here with a 7-way wiring harness. When you open up the back doors, there's a power shade that comes down all the way down to give you all the privacy you need. And there's a power insect screen that comes all the way down to the floor to keep those bugs out. You have rear defrost back here. You have this cool little table. So if you're out like tailgating, you could use these extra cushions here as kind of like a seat. And you could sit here, you could put your drinks here. But this also is double function because these could come up here. You could take the headrests off the back bench and you can extend your bed to almost a king-size bed. This table though, if you don't want it here and you're gonna load all your suitcases in, if you lift up the little skirt here, there's a bracket. This table will slip right into that bracket. But also back here, you have a shade here. So if you want to put stuff back here and you don't want people looking in, this gives you that privacy. When the bed is down, there's two cubbies on either side, so you got 4 total. They have lights inside and USB outlets. And then there's another cubby over here and one on that side. This is pretty cool because they give you these blocks here and you can put them onto the back doors and they magnet in and it keeps the door from swinging back at you. And there's a ratchet here because the awning is power. If it ever was disabled, you can manually ratchet it in by hand. And they give you full carpet here in the back, woven vinyl flooring throughout on the inside, and they also give you a full carpet kit throughout. Outside utility shower, we're going to take a look at that in a second, but here's the sprayer for it. And on this side, you have your 30 amp shore power connection here, about 25 foot, but they also give you a shorty, so if you want to run an extension cord out to it. Comes standard with 13,500 BTU air conditioning and diesel heat and diesel hot water. So no propane, I gotta say that again because it's very important. There's parking sensors there and cross traffic alert in the back. Another solar port over here. Smart plug, 30 amp. Exhaust for the heating and hot water system. These windows kick out for ventilation. Over here, here, and here is all your mechanicals. So it has electronic blade valves for your gray tank and black tank, which happens to be black tank is 11 gallons, gray waste is 24 gallons, and you have 23 gallons of fresh water. And those tanks are heated. Black tank is inside, gray and fresh are underneath, and they're heated by 12 volt. You can open those here. You can also turn on your macerator pump from here. You got service lights throughout these compartments you can turn on. You could bring the cable in from the campground, and the macerator pulls out manually and you get it connected in to your dump station at the campground. Open it up, open up your blade valve, turn on the pump. But when you're all done and you want to bring it in, it's got a power reel. There's also a high pressure black tank flush for that 11 gallon tank. So after you empty all that residual waste out, you want to get it a little bit cleaner, hook up a garden hose to this connection. That will completely flush out your tank. Keeps it smelling nice and clean and fresh. And then these are all lockable compartments. The outside shower just clicks in here. You got hot and cold. And then over here, we have your city water inlet, which also allows you to fill the freshwater tank and also allows you to winterize. So very nice setup here, and it has a vent for the tank too. Over here behind the driver's door, open this up, you have a 24.5 gallon diesel fuel fill right there. Underneath the driver's skirt here has your VIN plate, fuses, tire information. Also below the floor right here, the engine battery is here, so if you ever needed to service the battery, you could do it from here. You got pocket here, Airstream checks off all the boxes too. You got the leather wrapped steering wheel, adaptive cruise control, power seats, heated seats, memory seats, auto down for the windows, nice little pad here for your arm. And there's also a battery disconnect for the engine battery right there. I mean, this Telluride color, this is fantastic. I love it. And these mirrors fold in manually if you're trying to get into a tight space. Around front, we have the LED high performance lights. Little prop rod here for the hood. You got your air filter, you got your engine oil fill, washer fluid, master cylinder, jump start port, and you see these two little valves right here? You could manually put air in the rear airbags, but it's an automatic system. So the way the system works is VB Air Ride gives you an incredible ride, especially for those passengers in the back. Takes that bounce out of their ride, right? It makes them more comfortable. This is standard feature on the Airstream Interstate. You look at a lot of Class B camper vans, they don't have that. This is huge, but if the pump ever failed, you could manually pump air into those airbags. Other than that, it's an automatic system. You have your DEF fluid fill here, radiator overflow, and you have that awesome twin turbo diesel engine. You don't get that turbo lag that you used to get out of the older Blue Tech engine. All right, now, I know you guys want to see the inside, right? So let's go in. Let's talk about the floor. So the floor is woven vinyl on top of insulation, composite boards about 1.5 inches thick. So that gets rid of a lot of that road noise that you hear in the Sprinters and makes your feet warm. And it's very durable as well. You got a tie down over here. You got a button to bring the slider door in and out. You got a bumper for your head on the way out, just in case. You have really comfortable captain's chairs here with 2 armrests. They swivel and recline. And there's a TV that flips down up front. So while you're driving, you could watch TV and you can lock in. And then it has this removable table that I wouldn't recommend leaving in when driving, but when you're parked, you could swivel driver and passenger seat around, and this one right here, and you could have everybody sitting around the table playing cards, going over your golf game, right? So everything is right here, but that table comes out and it actually goes into the back too. So back up front, there is a folding handbrake. So you put the handbrake on and you want to swivel the chair, well, you just tap the brake down. It's still on, it's still active, but it's not in your way. And then to release it, you pull it back up, pull and push the button, and your parking brake is off. 10.25 display up here. You got your front camera system, adaptive cruise control, all those safety features. You got a shelf over here, USB port, sunglass holder, driving camera. So while you're driving, you could leave this on. You can see exactly what's going on behind you. Over here, you got the backup camera with the lines and all your additional cameras and overviews. Really, really cool. You got 4 cup holders over here. And there's the newer gauge cluster here in the front and a newer style steering wheel. Rear stereo. So this is what you're going to use when you're driving down the highway. But when you're parked, if you want to listen to the stereo back there, you got a separate stereo system. You could also leave that on when you're driving and you could listen to one thing and your passengers could listen to another thing. Over here is the owner's bag that comes with it, and it comes with an insulated cab area blind system that goes all the way around. So it's removable, so it doesn't interfere with all your side airbags and thorax airbags. It just pops right up, you push your visor down, and that keeps it in place. Talking about the visors, both sides have mirrors, which Airstream adds, and the windshield is heated. So these Sprinters on a frosty day, it normally takes like 20 minutes to defrost the front windshield. With this, it's minutes. It's really incredible. All right, coming back a little bit, get this table. This is the control to manually operate the VB Air Ride suspension if you want to lower or raise the back of the coach at low speeds. You got a JBL speaker up here. You got 2 additional cup holders down here. There's also HDMI, USB. You got a spot to put an iPad right in there. And then when you lock these in, these slide front and back, and you can really recline them quite a bit. Over here is a touchscreen for, there's multiple touchscreens in this, but this is one of the three. This allows you to control mostly everything in here. Tank heater, water pump, bring the awning in and out, bring the rear screen up and down, check your house and chassis battery voltage. You could also see your freshwater capacity from empty to full, gray and black. You could turn on all the lights at once if you wish. There's medium dim, low dim, and cinema mode for the lighting. You could change your temperature inside the coach. That's on the home screen. On the lights, you could manually turn certain things on and off right from here and dim them. Certain ones are dimmable. On the thermostat control, you could turn on your air conditioning. The heating is a separate control in the back. You could also open up the max fan, which has a rain sensor built into it. Next on this is the blinds. So you can control every blind individually, and there's lots of blinds. There's one on the sliding door, there's 3 down this side, 1 across the back, and another one in the bedroom. But if I wanted to hit all, I could press one button and all the shades come down. And look at, it has this special material with the curtain box. You have laminate here on the side instead of cloth like a lot of manufacturers do. So when you scuff it or kids spill something, it's easy to wipe right up. But that gives you instant privacy in seconds, right? And if you want to bring just one shade up, you could bring just one shade up. So we're going to go to roadside, but other ones stayed down. Or I could just hit them all up at once. And the last allows you to go to cleaning mode, which just like pauses the screen so you can wipe it off. And you could change from Fahrenheit to Celsius. But that is the touch screen. These are the controls for the rear bed, which you're gonna see. You're gonna see that, it's pretty cool. Over here, there's a roof locker storage. This bottom here is all aluminum. This is plywood with laminate. So a lot of manufacturers, they use stickers like decals over particle board, and you'll see they quickly start peeling. This laminate's going to stay put. You got premium hardware here too, and a positive latch. So the door shuts with hinges, but when you're driving, you just push that in. But if you're out at camp, just leave that out. Up and down, there's no clicks and clunks for opening and closing cabinets. This one opens here. You got your remote for your TV. You have your antenna booster, battery heat control. You can turn it on and off with a key. The Xantrax 3000 watt inverter, I could turn that on. You got a power energy management system here. You got a subwoofer control, electrical outlet that is occupied right now. You could add satellite to this, so they put the little loop here. You got a QR code, so you could scan that with your phone for tech support if you have any questions about this area. Pre-wire for satellite, HDMI, everything is in here. And another touchscreen, just like the little one over there, just a little bit bigger. But now that the inverter's on, I could go to climate, and I could go to cool. And this is gonna run completely off the lithium battery bank and the inverter. It's on auto right now, it's a little bit warm, so it's on high speed. But that is Colonial Mach air conditioning, 13,500 BTU. But you could change from low to high. You could change your temperature set. You could turn it on and off right from here and do all the same controls like we did on the last. Also, these cabinets, they're aluminum backed and they have a felt on it. So they're very durable and quiet. So when you put stuff in here, you don't hear it rattling around as much. Aluminum ceiling, you got insulation all the way around down the sides as much as they possibly could put. That table stores easily right behind this seat here, so you just pop the table off, lock that in, and it slips in. It has a little bracket that locks it right here, and then the table leg, just push the little button, twist. There's a little T-nut here, and that locks into the floor. I'm going to throw it in the back. And then you just slip your table on. And now, multiple people could sit here in the back. When you're driving, you just put it away, strap it in. Behind this seat, you also have control for the thermostat, it senses temperature, and electrical outlet. Behind this one, there's a fire extinguisher. All right, galley area, solid surface countertop, cut board or sink cover, stainless steel sink, nice high faucet, drawer style microwave, makes it easy to put things in and out. You also have a flip down for a sponge, a drawer, another drawer, silverware organizer, 1000-watt induction cooktop, storage here, more storage here, 3.1 cubic foot 12-volt refrigerator, 1.2 cubic foot freezer up top. It's got a little travel latch here. You got another travel latch right there. Keeps them in while you're driving. And you got more overhead storage here. Another one there. Air conditioning intakes here with filters, and that's where the cool air is going to come out, and you could dial it in. You got a porthole window here for the bathroom, and this is solid oak here, plywood with laminate. Again, no stickers. Towel bar here on the back of the door. When you get in, I'm 5'9", and you can see I could stand underneath the air conditioning. There's plenty of room. And then over here, there's more room, and I could stand in the bathroom, and I still have plenty of room. There's a little fan that you could push up and exhaust stale air out. You got your toilet, dumps right into that black tank. There's a motion light in here, this halo light, as soon as you come in, or you could turn on your big lights. There's even a clothesline that pulls all the way across, locks in so you could hang something to dry. There's a shower curtain that pulls all the way across so you don't get this door wet. The drain is right there on the floor. There's a heat duct in here, service access to the drain. The faucet here comes out in different spray patterns and hooks up right here. You also have a mirror with magnification, and the toilet paper goes right in this little holder here and stays dry. But the nice thing about this bathroom, all the way to the top is fiberglass, so it's easy to keep clean and wipe down. You don't have to worry about seams coming apart and having to caulk it all the time. All right, now in the back, I bet you're wondering, where does this go when you're driving? Well, Airstream thought of that. Put the little plug in the floor. They give you a case for it to keep it quiet when you're driving. These are the little extra details that Airstream really thinks about. You know, Airstream's been building Class B camper vans since 1988, and the Airstream Interstate has been out since 2004. So they have a long time invested in the Class B market, where some other manufacturers just starting off, right? Still figuring it out. Back here, you got a light. You got the full carpet kit, cab area insulated blinds. They even give you a soap and shampoo conditioner dispenser for the bathroom if you want to put it in. There's an electrical outlet back here and an Ethernet port, so if you want to do some aftermarket internet, you could do so. But this compartment's huge. I mean, it goes all the way in and all the way back. You could fit like 3 travel size suitcases, airline overhead, right in that compartment right there. These right here, nice and deep as well. You got another TV back here that swivels around. You could even swivel it all the way around to the front. Some more USB. And then back here, you have some more temperature controls for your Timberline 2.0 heating and hot water system. You could control that and set it all right in here. But you have another touchscreen. So while you're laying in bed or back here, you could do all the same things you could do at front. There's service access for the faucet and the bathroom, aisle lights that illuminate. You got your fuse panel over here. On this side, you have some breakers, and it's a 7-seater when you get to all-wheel drive. They are going to make a limited production run of 2-wheel drive, so those will have lap belts here so you could seat up to 9 people. There's also cup holders on either side. You got electrical outlet. Now, let's set up the lounge. So you could recline this and be a little bit more comfortable, or you could fold it all the way down. And let me show you, we'll stop here. this becomes you tuck the seat belts in, you get rid of this. This becomes a U-shaped twin bed. So check this out. You know, you want to sleep here, you don't need the full bed all the time. A U-shaped twin bed works. And there are some people that are short enough that could actually sleep side to side. So me being 5'9", I could fit perfectly here, but if I was a little taller, I couldn't. So maybe you could sleep this way too. But when you want the full mega bed, these are powered, they come out. These back pieces slip right in. Now you have the mega bed. Look at this thing. It's huge. I could sleep all the way in this corner, and I got all that room up there. Again, this way, and this way, and this way. You figure it out. There's USB over here. There's 2 more speakers. You got reading lights back here. And these windows, they crank right out. And of course, they have insect screens. So this Airstream, as equipped, has MSRP of $299,600 with destination. So that'll be 2026 Airstream Interstate 24 GL all-wheel drive with the Advanced Power Plus. This is available here at Colonial Airstream, Millstone Township, New Jersey. Telephone number is 800-265-9019. Our website is colonialairstream.com. And this is a long-form video, but we do a lot of shorts. So make sure you check those out on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. And if you like this Airstream and you want to buy one, please give me a call. I'd love to assist you. I'll see you next time.